Boom! We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, the cream of the crap of the podcasters. It's Zach Elias.
May the fourth be with you. Because I know Alan hates it.
I hate that so much.
I am your father, Daddy.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. Zach had a thing yesterday, so we're doing our thing today on
softball game. 2 games in 2 nights. I played 3 days. I'm going to die. I played 9 holes of golf on Saturday and softball 3 days in a row. I'm like, everything hurts. I almost called out sick today.
Episode 127, calling this one Make-A-Wish. We got a couple things to talk about today. Before we get that going, Zach, tell everybody what we are drinking for tonight's episode.
I wish we weren't drinking this because it's going to be bad. We are drinking from the Big Ballard, from Red Hook Brewery. Big Ballard, what the hell?
Can you
Imperial,
read?
Not backwards.
Ballard, Zach.
Ballard?
Yeah, it's like Big Ballard.
Ballard.
Okay,
Big Ballard. This guy's got a couple balls on him. All right, fine. You sure? You betcha. Oh, God.
I'm going to use that.
What? You sure? You betcha? This isn't even from Minnesota. It's from California. This thing sucks. All right, go on.
8.6% alcohol by volume. Release the
Born
Kraken.
in Ballard, 1981. I almost I am.
Cheers.
It's an 8.1. This will get you there.
That's what Imperial means. Whenever it says that, it means a lot of alcohol.
I'll see you in the Dagobah system.
You sure?
What?
You betcha. That was your cue. You missed it.
Oh, no. It's making Star Wars jokes.
Zach, you doing all right over there, buddy? You sound like you need a friend.
I could use one. You got any?
Well, I'm just checking in on you because tonight's episode is episode 127, Make-A-Wish. Zach, you just want to get into it? I legit was worried about you when I saw the picture posted online. Was that your Make-A-Wish the other night? Tell me everything that happened. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm doing just dynamite. I got on the Jumbotron and possibly got engaged to another guy, but that's beside the point.
How'd you get the tickets? Give me more. What happened?
So for anyone who doesn't know, I was at the no-hitter on Friday combined. We'll get to that in a minute. Oh, because the Orioles have had so many recently.
Last year, you fuck.
Did they? Means?
John means business. Yeah,
now he's out forever at my team. Thanks. What a prick. Hope he dies. Anyway, so a friend of mine works for the company that does the embroidering on the seats. That Rube I was sitting next to, friend from college. So he said we're going to sit in recliners. But we didn't really. We sat in the seats, the rows behind. The 2 seats there in front that we were in the picture were the recliners. They were up in like the promenade, so the seats weren't like great baseball seats, but it was fun. And I got to tell you, the leather does keep you warmer on a freezing April night because April games are always freezing.
Is that why people wear chaps to baseball games?
Like just chaps, like assless chaps? Sure. So we wore our chaps. So anyway, then before the game, he was handing out cards for a promotion that you can get a seat upgrade to sit in the recliners, the 2 in front. He's giving them to all these couples. I was walking around with him. I guess I didn't see him give it to this one single guy, Philip, who won. So this guy comes down. It is his first game ever. He speaks minimal English. He's Chinese.
So do you.
Fine. He's also, whatever. Anyway, I can't say gay on TV. It's fine. But fine, he was there alone. He'd never been to a game before. So he's sitting there, and he's all excited that he won the contest. And now there's an empty seat, and the camera guy is coming to put him on the big screen.
Hopefully not the only one that night.
You can't have an empty seat. So my buddy can't be seen doing it because he's got to be promoting it. So we got 2 of our other friends, Eric, who's been destroyed on this show for months, and his lovely wife, Beth. They sat behind, and I somehow got volunteered to sit next to Philip. And what?
You volunteered?
I didn't volunteer as anything. He begged me. So then there was this on the Jumbotron. It looks like we got engaged.
It really does look like one of you is dying.
Congratulations, Zach and Philip. I got on the thing, and there I am with Philip. So who's now a running joke forever. This Philip jokes for the last couple days have been flying.
So you're the Terrence to his Philip.
Absolutely. More to that, he left in the 8th inning. And we were trying to explain to him, like, you should stay. It's just kind of a big game. But we couldn't tell him why it was a big game because we couldn't say no hitter.
You can say things around it.
We hinted, but no. How do you say? What do you say around it?
I told my sister one time, sit your ass down. So she did for 2 more innings. Jason Hamill a couple years ago. Finally, she goes, we have to get home. I swear to God, she didn't make it to the top of the steps.
My friend finished his beer with 1 out in the 9th, put the can down. I picked the can up and he made him hold it for 2 outs in the same position it was in. That's how nuts we were.
Did you turn it upside down in your head when it happened?
No, that we didn't do. But yeah, Philip left in the 8th because it was cold. He asked me where he can get a blanket. Like, there was a lot going on with Philip.
This kid was one of a kind. To have to sit next to you for 9 innings?
Well, we were behind him for most of it. He had the.
I bet you were.
Uh-huh. And by the way, your boy Mike Simon had no idea that this was going on. He walked by us like 8 times to go to the bathroom. Jewish bladder, I got one too. And like had no idea that we were sitting there. He missed us on the Jumbotron. He missed the entire row that he was in talking about it. Shackman took the picture. Eric, the whole bit was there. She, who was apparently insufferable.
All the time.
All the time, yeah. Even professionally, all the time.
He's a Yankees fan who does the whole, Mets,
means I don't care for his Yankees all that much either. And George apparently said no hitter like 30 times. A pain in the ass. But yes, that was the reason we couldn't tell Philip why the game. We know our etiquette.
Was this your Make-A-Wish? It's up there, right?
No. I mean, yeah, it was fun, but I would rather see a World Series. So I'm going to go for it. I mean, if it's all on charity. Oh, I thought you were referring to the Make-A-Wish kid for the Giants.
So I wasn't going to bring that up, but this just flows so nicely into that because we saw the NFL draft last week and they had some kid go up and make a pick for the Giants and it was his Make-A-Wish. Now, did that kid had something wrong with him? Yes. But you and we start texting and I was thinking it, but like, I thought you had to be dying.
Terminal. I thought you had to be terminal. Like
I thought this was.
I'm glad he's doing well. I mean, he's good. He looked like he was jumping around. Does that rise to Make-A-Wish? Like, there's got to be kids who are more needy than him or deserving.
You don't want his life. You don't want his.
I don't want your life either. But
I don't want your life.
Right.
I just didn't know that nowadays it's like, hey, you've been through a lot. You get.
I also don't want to hang out with the Jets for the draft. So.
You wouldn't want to go make a pick?
Make a pick?
Yeah, go up there
and make the pick, or do I have to just announce the pick?
You get to read the card.
No, I want to make the pick. I might La La Land them. I might go up there and just make the pick. We'll see what happens.
You started off this podcast so rudely with so much noise just to do your stupid lightsaber and I am your father.
It was totally worth it. I'll do it again.
Let's just talk about things that bother me.
For all you listeners at home, I've got one of those. No, Zoe has 3 retractable lightsabers. They're possibly mine also.
How long before you see jerseys? I don't know what number your boy Sauce is getting, probably like 24 or something, where it's just going to say Sauce on the back. That's up there for me of things. When they put the nickname, you get a custom jersey, put the nickname on there, you're going to see it guaranteed
so
week 1.
You have no shirts that say Daddy?
No comment.
Exactly.
But I'm also not a professional. Actually, I am a professional. I am not at a stadium. Certainly, I'm not spending more than a couple of dollars on a shirt like that. Those bother me a lot. Yeah, but like if we're going to get into it, and I shouldn't even say this, but
Speaking of, your cat is eating as we speak. I don't know how she knows.
Always. Yeah. It's going to be May. Anything related to the Justin Timberlake May 1st stuff, shoot me in the head. I hate it.
What's that?
You know the NSYNC song, It's Gonna Be Me? Maybe I shouldn't tell you this.
No, I don't know.
Every year when May comes around, because he says, it's gonna be May. Anyway, that is up there for me on things that absolutely irk me to no end.
Oh, I thought you hated May the 4th just because assholes like me do the Star Wars thing. Which I only wish it to you just because I know it makes you crazy. I don't actually care, though I am a Star Wars nerd.
So Cinco de Mayo is tomorrow, and I love Cinco de Mayo. I'm having tacos, gonna have a margarita, even made from home. I've been wishing all my patients happy Cinco de Mayo, and they're all like, "What are you, Mexican? Like, why are you into this so much?"
Just look at them stone face. Yes,
just
see, I am.
I figured, why not just go with it? So, getting back to the Make-A-Wish, Zach, have you ever given that thought? Like
what my wish would be?
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird thing to say, right? But.
I mean, it would probably be more fun than making a draft pick. Like, I'd rather go into space with Bezos than make a draft pick.
That's realistic enough. Like mine, anything I would want for Make-A-Wish is not possible. It'd be sell the Orioles to a new team or have them win a World Series where I can't control that. Like
Well, you could GM them for a year, maybe. I mean, that thing get turns over every year. Why not the Make-A-Wish kid?
you just get to be the GM as long as you're alive.
He could be worse.
For the Orioles or the Mets.
Well, the Mets are okay this year, but for sure, in general, like, they could be worse. Orioles? What's he going to win? 11 games? Maybe he's good.
Sir, I think
John Hopkins better work their asses off to keep him alive if he's good.
Johns.
They win 80 games with him.
Plural, Johns.
Him too.
It was two guys.
Get all the John. Two guys named Johns?
It's Johns and Hopkins, not John Hopkins, not one person.
Really?
Yeah, it's plural. Google it. I'm a Baltimore.
I'm sure it is. I thought it was one. I knew it was Johns. I thought it was like one guy with like a waspy last name. Like, you know, those last names as first names as the Goyim do.
Last name, first name Hopkins, first name Greatest.
Awful.
Zach, candles are on the birthday cake for you. Do you ever make a wish when they say like make a wish, or you just spit on the cake and you say screw it?
Spit on the cake. I do that like a Nintendo game. Yeah. I tend not to make wishes and things that this never come true. I'm a Met, Jet, and Nick fan that looks like this. It's not coming true.
I generally do make a wish, and it's usually something not for myself. It's usually for people who need it. I'm very
like
selfless.
Me? Like a Jets win a Super Bowl for me?
Not the Jets Super Bowl, but I pray for you all the time, my friend.
Oh, good. Thanks. Someone has to. Do you take forever to make the wish? My sister's like forever while the candles are burning down and the ice cream cake is like soup at this point. It's like we like blow them out for her and say, yay!
Well, she's busy with her spaghetti strap shirt, so she has all the time in the world.
You had no problem with that. She was comfortable. I'm sorry we're not in our Sunday bests and our Easter bonnets for your Seder.
I've been using pajama formal everywhere I go.
Did I say that?
Yeah, it was great. Zach, do you not listen to these episodes?
I do. I don't listen to myself usually. I just black out and say things.
Speaking of pajama formal, I think I griped about this maybe 2 weeks ago where I have bad luck with jerseys. You haven't asked about
wedding theme pajama formal. Awesome.
No. But my jersey, you haven't asked about the one I'm wearing today. I don't know if you know, but the Orioles trolled me pretty good because I got the rookie when he first came out, and then the asshole changed his number last year. So it's like, well, I can still wear this jersey even though he's not the same number. And then on draft night,
that's Hollywood?
It is Hollywood Marquise Brown jersey that I'm wearing. But do you remember I said like 3 weeks ago, I was like, yeah. I can't catch a good one with these jerseys.
You can't catch a break. So what do you do with that now? Jizrag?
It's the nicest jersey I have. I'm going to keep wearing it.
It's
just like, remember that?
2 years?
2 years and had 90 balls last year.
Like, good luck, man. Get some old stuff. Get like a Ray Rice. That's got to be on the vintage. That's a discount rack, no problem.
How was my weekend, you asked?
Dynamite.
Zach, I've been going to all these weddings.
I know. You're like an MC. It's insane.
I wish I was an MC. They wouldn't let me talk. I wanted to talk at the wedding.
Bring
Instead,
a microphone.
I was in charge of Bubby. That was my role.
Bring your own microphone.
Say I won't.
Do it. Like the wedding singer. So I was strangled my microphone wire.
Zach,
so you were in charge of Bubby. You should have brought Bubby with you to like the strip club.
Say her name?
Bubby.
Bubby.
Frog
protection.
It's not Bubby Brister. It's Bubby.
It's not.
Bubby? No.
Yeah.
It's a Bubby cart.
Anyways.
This is cultural, and this could fill the half hour.
So this wedding we went to, it was really nice. It was in North Jersey at this place that's called the Art Factory, where nowadays the last couple weddings...
Come on, what are you talking about, Bubba?
The last couple of weddings I've gone to are these brick buildings where they've gutted out the inside of them and made them a little nicer, but you're still in a building that you know there was some slave labor going on in the early 1900s type of deal.
Yeah, it's Baltimore, probably the early 1990s.
North Jersey, Zach.
That too. That too.
The temperature reached a cozy 79 degrees during the ceremony. I was sitting right in front of the thermostat. That's what it felt like.
Who got married?
Younger cousin, Carly Simon. You don't know her.
Okay, I met Carly Simon actually when I was a kid.
Not the real one.
I met the real one.
No. Anyways, we're sitting there watching this thermostat go up and down, and me and my cousin's husband, Shelby's husband, we're watching this like it's gonna hit 80, it's gonna hit 80. Meanwhile, we're just soaking wet. It's just that
Were
was
you
the
betting on it? Like, what, how high it goes?
that was the worst part. The wedding was really really nice, but there were a couple of highlights I wanted to tell you
That must
about.
have been a hot horror. 80 degrees lifting people?
There were a lot
Brutal.
of there were a lot of hot horrors on that dance floor.
Mm. That's your family, big man.
There was a freight elevator to get to the second floor, and
Classy.
they pack. Oh, I'm telling you, Zach, this place was very. To call it hipster was an understatement. And
Way to break a 5.
to get to the second floor, they had a nice gentleman there who I think I was the last one on. And I kind of look at him, make like a cute little joke. He is not having it.
So you
Nothing
asked
of
him how
me.
the elevator business is, and he said it has its ups and downs.
He looks at me to shut the freight elevator door, and he has a New Jersey Devils logo tattoo right on his left cheek. And I was just like, oh, I actually wanted to take a picture of it to show some people. I was thinking, this guy's going to stab me. I definitely
He's
can't
gonna
do this.
stab you. That's part of it. It's part of being a Devils fan. Do you ask him if their devil was cousin Patrick?
No,
No
I
Patrick
was
Elias for
terrified.
him.
I was terrified of this guy.
Did you close the gate?
I spoke when spoken to at this point. It was going to turn into Oz before I knew
Did you
it.
close the gate?
There was no gate. It was a 120-year-old building. Are you reading the comments?
If I would have said, "Did I just do your job for you?"
Oh my God, Zach, I was terrified. Oh, this might be a sore subject. I have a new Ron, legit a new patient named Ron who loves me just as much, if not more, than Ron Katz. This guy,
I couldn't imagine. Ron Katz, you're mine now. You lost him.
Well, remember you said, what do? You go to physical therapy school? You get a new Ron Katz? I have
apparently, yes.
Guy's name's Ron. Biggest Devils fan I've ever in my life. He has a to call it a shrine dedicated to the Devils is the biggest understatement. I'll send you pictures, and I wanted to take a picture of this guy's face and send it to him, and I'm just like, this guy is not having it. So I leave the situation alone. Little do I know, end of the night, him and my mother are best friends, this elevator guy. My mom's going up and down the elevator to get a cigarette or something, and he has a chair ready for her. He's so sweet, and my mother makes she's so good at being friendly with people. And as we get on this elevator, she turns to the guy, and they're going back and forth, just flirting almost. And she says to the guy, "How long do you have to stay here?" He said, "Until the last person leaves, and then I can go home." My mother goes, "You want me to go back upstairs and yell fire?"
Love her.
Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
I thought she was going to say, "I'll be the last person."
Then you've never met Aunt Marlene's husband, but my Uncle Jeffrey is the best. He's funny. He's silly. He had 2 moments there where I didn't know how much he was drinking, but it might have been a lot because
The wedding.
he comes back from the bathroom halfway through this wedding, and a little bit of his shirt's not tucked in. I turned to him. His name's Uncle Jeffrey. I said, "Jeffrey, your shirt's not tucked in." And he looks at me, and goes, "Oh, don't worry about that. But I'm sure you can imagine why it's not tucked in." I'm just like, what the hell are you talking about?
I don't imagine anything. Was he?
I have no idea. It was so
can I
awkward.
Call him?
And then halfway through,
Can I call him right after this and get the story? Like, Jeffrey, I got no imagination left. You got to tell me, what's the deal?
we're on the dance floor. I forget what song was going.
The schwanz? You take a shit? Like, what do you do there? Get a beach?
Out of nowhere, Mike wrote a Mandingo.
Maybe he is.
Out of nowhere, we're on the dance floor. He leans over to me. His nickname for me is Shorty because I was always a little guy.
Little guy?
He turns to me, staring at the groomsmen party, and he goes, "Hey, Shorty, they're pretty big, but I think we can take them." I said, "Take them where?" He goes,
"Who is this guy? He's a big guy."
He's a huge guy, but even so, this is out of nowhere. I'm like, we're not fighting the groomsmen. What the hell are you talking about?
How many were there?
Who cares? 8, 9? They were just on the... I think he was fishnicked, and he was just looking...
I would have rolled with him.
He is not the type of guy to pick a fight with anybody. I was like, what are you talking about right now? It was insane. If you knew him, it's even better.
We're going to... Me, him, and Simon are going to fight your groomsmen party.
He's the nicest guy ever. You'd be like... I mean, he kind of looks like Tony Soprano, but other than that, he's more Fred Flintstone, if you know what I mean.
Okay, it's going to be Roadhouse. Be nice until it's time not to be nice. So is he going to be at your wedding? Are we fighting some natives?
I hope not. Things aren't good down there right now, buddy.
In Mexico or like...
In all of them. It's no bueno. There's been a lot of tourists in Crossfire. If you leave the resort, you're skating at your own ice.
Is the golf course off campus?
Maybe.
Shit.
Speaking of dangerous things that can happen when you're partying, I'm assuming you heard about the Chappelle thing.
No.
Stop it.
No.
Wow.
I don't hear about
So
anything. I watch baseball all day long.
you're aware of what happened at the Oscars with Chris Rock and Will Smith and everything?
Yeah, Tracy Morgan talked about it ad nauseum.
Guy last night bum rushes the stage when Dave Chappelle is performing at the Hollywood Bowl. Tackles Dave Chappelle. Of course, he makes you lock up your phone, so nobody got good video of this. The guy, everybody runs from backstage, including Jamie Foxx, who beats the living shit out of this guy.
He's a tough guy, Fox, actually.
Great pictures online, but they have this guy. He has black nail polish, which should have been one of the dead giveaways. But Zach, they have him in handcuffs. His right arm is dislocated so far out from his shoulder. He's handcuffed, all kinds of cockeyed. I can't believe you haven't heard of this.
I hear about nothing. If it's not on the morning show, a New York one, the Pat Kiernan show, I hear about nothing. That's it. That's where I get all my news. I'm totally on a news. I'm just cut off. I don't want to know.
I'll send you what I got. It was really bad. But this goes back to the thing. Like, if I'm on stage, if anybody's on stage, you hit that first step, I'm putting a shoe in your face. Simple as that.
But the die is cast. Will Smith slapped him. Now everyone thinks this is doable. Just go up there and fight. Like, the beer wasn't so bad, actually.
All right, Zachy, pishadoo of the week. I have 9 candidates for you tonight.
9.
You have somewhere to be?
No. What the fuck was that? At my house?
That's when you scream. Yeah, it was your house.
What was that?
So you scream, I'm okay.
What? Glass or plastic? And we're back.
Just because Joe Babe wanted to chime in, Chris Rock comes out after with the Chappelle thing and was like, was that Will Smith? And Chappelle made a funny joke, something like, oh, I think that was a trans man or something to that effect. Those were the 2 lines that were pretty good about it. Candidate number 1, pishadoo of the week.
My house is fatutzt.
The Met Gala was the other night, and
Yeah.
it was the Gilded Age is what they were dressed as or something, and Kim Kardashian either wore the same dress or a similar dress as Marilyn Monroe, which I heard Marilyn Monroe had to be sewed into her dress back in the day. That's how tight and awkward that thing was. Did you know this?
Yeah, I did, actually.
That is insanity.
It's worth it.
I don't know. And then to recreate that doesn't work for me. By the way, a second before this podcast starts, I was reading online. You know, it's Kim K's original sex tape with Ray J.
Can you stop slanting stuff?
Oh, you don't like noise during a podcast? Welcome to my life.
But she's noisy too.
Ray J, Kim Kardashian's original first sex tape, has since come out and said the whole thing was staged.
Well, whatever. He still got to have the sex, so who cares if it was staged? Good for him.
Candidate number 2.
So who's the candidate?
Kim Kardashian for getting a dress sewed on. Everything about her. I don't like her.
On my list.
Candidate number 2. Lake Mead is losing water, and a lot of dead bodies are starting to surface that never did from back in the day. Bodies in barrels. This is like the mafia type of stuff.
Yeah, what are you doing?
That's not a good idea to just all these dead bodies are floating. They're saying there's going to be like 100 in the next year.
Who's the pishadoo? Lake Mead or the mafia?
The mafia.
They're
Although, I didn't mean that if they're listening.
They are. They're big fans. You've turned out a lot of your fans.
Number 3, this past week was the NFL draft. Did you notice they're not calling it a war room anymore? It's a draft room.
That's so soft.
War room was great, right?
War room was great. By the way, you know it's not a pinch runner anymore. It's a courtesy runner. I run that in softball. It's soft world.
No. Courtesy runners are in softball.
In general, it's a courtesy runner.
No, I don't think you're right. Courtesy runner in softball is like if I'm a fat guy and I get a single, I get a courtesy runner. A pinch runner, you can't come back in the game.
That's not how he framed it. We're calling it a pinch runner.
I don't think your slow pitch, high arc, co-ed softball rules are going to translate to the MLB.
All right.
Next candidate. I love the show 90 Day Fiancé. I know you don't watch it, but this past week's episode, there was a nice gentleman, I think he lives in one of the Dakotas, who went for a car wash and didn't roll up his window. And halfway through was like, oh.
He was in the car? Like
he was in the car. Forgot
to hold those. Like the thing that goes.
What an idiot.
What an idiot.
It was so bad. Next candidate, Senator Hawthorne. Don't know his first name or where he's from. Did you hear he got caught, not once, but for the second time, going through airport security with a gun?
Yeah, so did Quentin Williams. And he still almost got Walter Payton Man of the Year for the Jets. He was
so
a nominee
You're letting this guy off just because a Jet did a similar thing?
Maybe. No, he's an idiot. How do people not know airport rules?
I'm pretty sure there's like 3 rules, and one of them is don't
Yeah,
bring a gun. It's
that's
very high
pretty
up
much
on the
the
list.
list.
Next
That or like
candidate.
sunscreen. That's pretty much the list.
Ryan Tannehill has since come out and said, you know what? They drafted this guy to be my replacement. I'm no mentor. Fuck him.
Why is that a bad thing?
I'm with you.
The
He's getting
starter.
heat for it.
Fuck that.
You're
Soft
supposed to
world.
mentor the rookies, blah, blah, blah.
If
I
you're
think,
60,
yeah, I'm with you. If it's towards the end of your career,
incumbent starter. They just
Right.
drafted the guy because he was there.
it's a good pick, but you don't have to help that guy out. Even
No,
Brett
but-
Favre didn't help out Aaron Rodgers, and Brett Favre was well done by the time Rodgers came in.
Yeah, not to need to help him unless it's known that like you're just there for one more year in the sun, like a McCown or Flacco these days.
Easy, buddy.
Yeah,
Candidate number 7, Oklahoma, known for its tornadoes,
sure.
had a bad one, I think, earlier this week. Maybe it was the end of last week. 3 young kids were chasing the tornado to try to get footage for their whatever they were making. Dead.
Twister.
Very, very dead. I have no sympathy for people
How
that
young?
chase college.
Perfect.
You're just
If you
like
said 8,
Darwin
like,
Award? Like, go for
yeah,
it.
if you said like 8, 9, and 6, like oh that sucks. Dumb but sucks. College, that's the world's a better place without them. Where were they going?
Film School Award.
Apparently not. In posterity. Go on.
Next candidate, you and I rag on SNL more privately than publicly. And I don't think you're a big Twitter guy, but they had a dynamite tweet the other day. I don't know if this is pishadoo or not, but for Mother's Day coming up, you heard that, what's her face? Jason Sudeikis' ex-wife got served papers mid-speech. Do you know about this?
No.
Olivia Wilde. They were married. They're getting
Right.
she was on stage giving a speech, got served papers. So SNL, it's very good. SNL put out a tweet, the Mother's Day episode, the host, Jason Sudeikis, the musical guest, Harry Styles, who is her new like beau to be type of thing. That is a fantastic tweet. Completely
Excellent.
fake. SNL to make that up? That's
It's
the funniest
excellent.
thing. That's very good.
So why is anybody a piece do there? Good for them.
All right.
Funny is funny.
I didn't know if you, okay, fair enough.
I like funny stuff.
And last one, I'm worried about the backlash of this. They're doing away with menthol cigarettes. That cool, refreshing menthol taste, Newports, if you will, are going to, because they say they're too flavored. They're trying to get younger kids. So they're going to be getting rid of these. I think we're going to have a problem on our hands.
A bunch of angry people like, why can't I get my cools? So like, big tobacco is the piece you do here.
Sure.
Yeah. But like, aren't Juuls and all them e-cigarettes?
I think they're trying to do away with most of those too.
Who's they? They're everywhere. Everyone you see in the world is vaping. Looks like a USB port stuck to their mouth.
You know, those things,
Ridiculous.
they're supposed to be like twice as bad for you than anything else too.
They're horrible. What are my choices?
Kim Kardashian, her sewn
Yes.
on dress, Lake Mead, Dead People Are Floating,
Love it.
War Rooms no longer, 90 Day Fiance, Car Wash, Senator Hawthorne bringing on a gun to the plane, Ryan Tannehill, I'm no mentor, Oklahoma Twister Chasers, the SNL tweet, which I thought was pretty good, and menthol cigarettes, no mo.
You know what it honestly, I hate to say this, really truly is? The car wash guy. That's about as dumb as it gets. Kim Kardashian is just her. The Oklahoma, the Twister, they do that. The guns in the airport, he's a moron. Everybody knows the car wash rules. Come on, man.
Samantha with a vote for the car wash, and Ron Katz.
That's him. That's who it is. It's mortifying.
I'm going to send you a picture of this guy, and you're going to go, oh, he's definitely a piece of do. What did he do again?
You learn this at like 7 when you go through one of those things with your father the first time. Like, it's not rocket science.
Very nice. All right, Zach, we're going to skip trivia one more week in favor of our monologues. Would you like to go first? Or
You
would
go first. You lead off and grind your gears so we don't get sued.
What grinds my gears? All righty, 1 minute uninterrupted. All right. I want to talk about the 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine. The only 40 that should matter is whether we're going OE or steal. This year's NFL draft let the Greek lightning rod, Kyle Hamilton, slide all the way down to the 14th pick. not his actual nickname, just the one I'm going to use for now. My man had a bad combine because it took him 4.56 seconds to run 120 feet. You know who else was slightly below average at 4.57? Ed Reed. He covered 1/3 of the earth. The only dash that matters to me is how many of Old Bay to any meal. This year's combine featured a cornerback, Kalen Barnes, who set the fastest record ever. Guess where he went? Didn't get drafted at all. You see that kid Kyle making open field tackles in college? You see that dope handshake he did with that dime piece of a girlfriend? Well done. The NFL is a game about angles and playing football, not about how fast you can run in a straight line. That's just stupid. I put you on mute. I got to find you.
Asshole.
Go ahead.
Anything to mention Ed Reed, huh? The whole thing was one big sham to get an Ed Reed comment in there.
Do you watch this at all? This kid is incredible. Remember his name. He's going to be Pro Bowl forever. And the freaking 40-yard dash is the dumbest thing ever.
Why is it 40 yards? Why not 30 or 50 or 71 and a half? It's nonsense.
I agree with you.
It's a fabricated number.
Your boy didn't run. My boy runs, and he 4.56, where the NFL average for his position is 4.5 or something. So
it's
stupid.
A fabricated number. It's a bullshit question. It's a fabricated number. And so is my rant about a fabricated number.
You're on.
Here we go. So I was at the Met game on Friday, as we documented and broke the story earlier. Why can't pitchers finish their games? Now, I understand if they're struggling or getting shelled or they're wearing out, but why is 100 pitches a fabricated, we're out number? If you pitch 100 in the third or the eighth, it's just this fake number. Maybe they throw too hard now. Nolan Ryan threw pretty hard. He finished every single game. Now, why is 5 innings the go-to number too? Also fabricated. Name another job you can pitch. You can work half the day and say, "Oh, I've hit my number. I'm out," and still get paid, other than whatever Alan does for a living, or maybe a teacher who's home by 2:30. But in general, why is that a number? Why can't these guys go 106 pitches? They're 25-year-old professional athletes in the prime of their life. I throw BP. I throw like 200 pitches to my daughter. I'm dead, but I'm not getting paid for it. These guys should be able to go longer into games or work a little harder, or don't do what you do. I don't know. Guys used to go deeper. Yeah, if the guy's fading or he's got men on, take him out. But taking him out just because that's new baseball, gives me the red ass, whatever we call this new segment. I'm done.
The red ass? I don't hate that.
I'm fuming here.
The purple ass.
Yeah.
On a group text today, one of my buddies, it was for fantasy reasons, but Seattle Josh started venting about Mike Clevenger, got pulled from a game 5 2/3 or like one or two guys on base or something. He's like, he couldn't have gone just a little bit longer just to get the win.
McGill had a no-hitter going. He couldn't have gone 6. He couldn't have gone, like, did he want to come out actively? I'm not saying that a combined no-hitter wasn't awesome to see, but like, who made the call that this guy is just done because he hit a number? This is the number of pitches. You're out. Bye-bye.
He also can't spell his name anywhere as close to the way it should be. So I have no sympathy.
He can, but doesn't mean he was tired.
Booze, your daddy of the podcast. Thanks for listening to this episode. People, make sure you're rating us. Give us a subscription, download, do everything. We appreciate the love. Zach, hockey playoffs just started. Caps, 1 down, 15 to go.
I watched the Ranger game last night, fell asleep in the third intermission, woke up for the goal. That was a long one.
It was bad.
Yeah.